Hello everybody, my name is Pancake-sama and welcome to the channel. It's been a while. I've been trying to make videos, but I never had enough motivation. I actually did, but it never had the final spark necessary to push me to actually finish a video. So what gave me enough motivation this time? Knowing this channel, you know it has to be an anime. It's not even the best anime I've ever watched. It doesn't even crack the top 20 to be honest, but it's pretty good. Today, we are talking about Say I Love You. Alright, here's our main character Tachibana Mei, the typical introverted character. We've seen this type of character hundreds of times in anime. And that's our certified hottie over there, Yamato. They live in completely different worlds, no way they'll ever interact. And he's in love with her. And one roundhouse kick and a lot of non-consensual kissing later, they're dating. Yup, that's literally what happens. You could watch it in the first episode. Alright, let's talk characters. Obviously, to start off with, we have to talk about the two main characters. Let's start with Mei. As I said before, Mei is your typical introverted character who doesn't like talking to people. She does have her own backstory as to why she's so introverted in the first place. But here's my first problem with her character. They don't really go into it too much. They kind of just say it, and that's about it. We could have definitely dwelled into her backstory a lot more than we did in the show. Other than that, I really like her development throughout the show, and I think it's done really well. Moving on to Yamato, at first I didn't really like Yamato, and even towards the end, Yamato is just one of those characters that's just kind of there for me. He's really just a good character. He doesn't really stand out to me in any way. Let's talk about some of the more prominent side characters in this show. First of all, we have Asami and Nakanishi. Nothing too special about them. They worked really well as support characters. A recurring theme and something that I really like in this show. Even these characters had development throughout the show. And I like that they weren't just left as background characters. Next up, we're going to talk about Aiko. At the start, Aiko was one of the worst characters, but she just ended up flipping a switch. I don't really know what happened. Randomly, one episode, she was just seemingly nice. And after that, she just became a really good character. Alright, now we're gonna talk about the most annoying character of this show, which is Megumi. Megumi's character is probably the most annoying considering she's literally just manipulating everyone. Towards the end of the show, she does feel a lot better. And in the OVA, she kinda did grow on me a little. So that's a little plus to her character. In the couple episodes she was in before that, she was definitely one of the worst characters. And the thing about Megumi, I'm gonna sound rude saying this, but compared to the other characters, her background is not as tragic. And her traumatic background she has is literally her whole justification for how she treats people. So that's why she is the worst character of the show. Now to go from one end of the spectrum to another, we're going to talk about the best character in the show, Kai. Kai appeared in episode 7, and while initially he didn't leave the best impression, those 6 episodes after that, my boy Kai was absolutely destroying it out there. It's literally like someone told Kai, you're not the main character, and he took that as a challenge. Throughout the show, what I realized is that Kai just don't miss, man. I've never really had a character, especially in a romance anime, where I agree with almost everything they say. And not to exaggerate or anything, but the things Kai says, they could genuinely be taken as actual life advice. He was like a messiah out there, bestowed upon this realm by the gods of the anime world to give advice to everyone and prevent Yamato from being an idiot. Kai just really does his role in the show well, and honestly he might be up there in my top 10 favorite anime characters of all time. But that's a video for another time. Anyways, Kai's just the goat.
Ah, 超楽しい。どうかした？え？こういうのダメだった？あ、ごめん、本当。
謝らないで。
あ、メイ、無理なら無理って。違う。
ヤマトが好きなもの、楽しいこと、一緒にやってみたいんだ。だから苦手を克服して。
Alright then, let's go on the Death Reaper 9000. Alright, now we're going to talk about my favorite thing to talk about, which is the opening and the ending. Now let's start with the opening. As a song, the opening is really good. It's really calm and peaceful. It's one of those songs where you just want to close your eyes and listen to it. And the vocals are definitely up there in terms of openings I've heard. However, do I think it works as an anime opening? I really don't think it does. I feel like an anime opening should hype me up to want to watch the anime. But I don't think after listening to this, I would actually go ahead and start watching the anime. I would honestly just like the song aspect of it, not really care where it's from. And then we go to the ending. Now until recently, I didn't really care too much about endings, but they've definitely grown on me. This ending, however, while it is really good, I feel like this ending is perfect for an opening. It has a decent drop, and I feel like this song hypes me up to want to watch the anime. And I just don't get why they could have just swapped around the songs. I feel like they're both perfect for each other's roles. The ending works really well as an opening. and the opening is a peaceful song that will go well for the ending. I really think they were close to perfection on this. They had both songs, they just need to swap their positions, man. But yeah, overall both songs are really good, and I think as standalone songs they work really well. So if you're into Japanese music, I urge you to go listen to them. They're pretty good. I like their characters, but honestly, I don't think that Yamato and Mei could carry the show on their own. Mei has a lot of depth to her character, but Yamato is basically just an attractive guy. On their own, I don't think they could carry the entire show, and this is where the drama aspect of the show comes in. Now, it's quite normal for romance animes and animes in general to introduce factors like love triangles and love rivals into their shows. Usually, I'm not a fan of this because it kind of takes away from the main plot. It really annoys me because I just want more screen time of the main two and no one interfering in their affairs. However, in Say I Love You, it feels very refreshing and actually good. The way they've incorporated the drama and all the other characters coming in as love rivals. I mean, we know it's not going to be much of a contest, but it's nice that it's there. And the way drama is done in this show, after it's all resolved, it ends up with them getting closer together and understanding each other better. They could have easily gone and developed the characters normally, but they ended up taking this route instead, which I think is more entertaining and serves as a more interesting way of doing it. Spoilers up ahead, I'm going to be talking about the ending, so if you don't want spoilers for the anime, click to the timestamp right here. From a viewer's perspective, I think the ending was really good. I feel like the character development of Mei finally finished and she finally got there in the end. She managed to trust people. It's all sunshine and roses. It's all good. But honestly, from my perspective, I feel like we hadn't progressed at all. I mean, if we're purely talking about Yamato and Mei's relationship, they have grown closer. But if you look at the ending of episode 1, it ended with a kiss. And if you look at the ending of episode 13, it ends with a kiss. So this really made me feel like we didn't get anywhere in the end. And it almost felt sort of incomplete. So curiosity got the better of me and I went ahead and checked the manga. And not to my surprise, it's a classic case of an anime not being fully adapted. In the manga, there's about 40 extra chapters that hasn't been animated. And in each chapter, I'm pretty sure there is extra content that wasn't animated. So the actual number of chapters that hasn't been adapted might be higher. At the time of recording this, I haven't read the manga yet, so I'm not 100% sure on that. It is kind of disappointing considering this is one of the better romance animes I've watched. And considering the fact this anime was released in 2013, I don't think we're gonna get a second season. Unless the anime studio pulls a Chihaya Furu, our chances are looking bleak. So if you want a more complete ending, you probably have to read the manga after the anime. As for why there isn't a season 2, Say I Love You wasn't really as popular as other romance animes. So I think the animation studio probably just saw the earnings from the anime and just said no. Alright Yamato, what did we go over?
Don't kiss girls without consent.
And?
Don't kiss girls I just met.
Nice, I'm glad you finally got it. What the hell are you doing?
Why? What's wrong?
Yamato, we've been over this 10 times. You can't go around kissing girls you've met for the first time.
I don't really see the problem here, but okay.
Alright, just be normal. Yamato, what the fuck? So for the final review, Say I Love You gets a solid 8 out of 10. It's definitely a high 8 out of 10, pretty up there in my opinion. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and comment your thoughts on Say I Love You. And who knows, maybe if this video blows up, we'll get that season 2. Anyways, thank you for watching and goodbye.